Yeah, hello and welcome back to the channel. And today, because I have rank with me, obviously, we're gonna do Sudamericana and Libertadores first, like recap, and then after that, we're gonna do the predictions for the second leg. As we have done the last time, where yeah, um, but yeah, so you know what? Let's just begin with the Sudamericana because Jesus Christ. Defense are winning 2-1 against Emmerich. Wow. Well, what did you say? You said you said 2-1 to defense, so you got this bang on. I'm sorry. What the hell happened? It's it's a game where sorry. It's a game where defense they performed. They had two late goals, 87th minute and 91st minute. But like what? Yeah, you predicted this banger. Did you know it was gonna happen, or like because defense they played very good the last minutes of the game. Um, Emelec they bad defending. Like, I don't know what they were doing, but yeah, you got this banger. Like, what's your thoughts on this 2-1 victory for defense away in Emelec? Yeah, it's very good result.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even though I got this prediction correctly, it doesn't feel that way because I feel like it was undeserved. Because Defensa, in my opinion, had a really poor game. They were very slow. Emelec caught them lacking at the start of the game with that goal early from Emelec. And after that, Emelec was the one who kept dominating the chances. Like it looked like it was going to be 2-0 instead of a Defensa comeback. But Emelec were not clinical in the final third. Even though they dominated the game, they could not capitalize on their chances. And Defensa, they woke up in the last few minutes of the game and scored two. I mean, that just kind of shows who the better team is, in my opinion. I feel like Defensa, even having a bad game, they were able to get a win on the road. So I feel like Defensa should be able to close this out in the second leg, because even if when they had a bad performance, they still won. Yeah, no, not sure about this one. It feels bad for Emelec because they had a really good game. They were by far the better team, in my opinion, but they could not close it out and they paid for it.
Yeah, it's a good result for them because they going now at home, they can just defend and counterattack and score, which they probably will do. But now that I say it, they probably will lose and go out. Because I'm not good with my predictions, but I predicted tuna Dembele. That's probably why. But I still got a point. Let's go. But yeah, 59-60 to me in the prediction swing. But yeah, in the next game, we got bang on. Let's go. Yeah, Estudiantes played very well. They fell into it. Obviously, Carrillo, I think the former Southampton striker, Guido Carrillo. Yeah, it is Guido Carrillo. And Rollhazer scored a brace, which is, yeah, it's strong for Estudiantes, which, yeah, we predicted is bang on right. Yeah, Estudiantes now just have to go away and basically not concede 4 goals or 3 or 4 goals, which I don't see it happening. But yeah, Brazilian teams in this competition have been performing quite well at home, so I think it could be tricky if Goya scored the early goal. I've been saying it all along. This also in the playoff, and now that if the Brazilian teams score early and they're down from the first leg, it could get tricky, as we have seen in the playoffs, where my team got destroyed. When I literally said that if the Brazilian team scores first, it could be very tricky. So it was kind of on our right way with that, obviously. But yeah, Estudiantes, big win. The tie is probably over, most likely over. But yeah, what's your thoughts on Estudiantes 3, Goyas 0? Bang on.
Yeah, this was a really good win by Estudiantes, obviously. The first half was honestly very boring. I feel like neither team were really trying to go for the win. They were both pretty scared. But early in the second half, the right back from Goiás, Bruno Santos, gets sent off. And I feel like being up 11 to 10 men really helped Estudiantes. They could play a lot better in the second half. They started free flowing and creating a lot more chances, and that showed in the scores. Like, all their goals came in the second half. So once they were able to find that breakthrough, they didn't stop. And yeah, they scored 3. Really big difference going into the second leg. And yeah, Goiás is also going to have their right back suspended for the second leg. So we'll have to see how that helps Estudiantes, if it's much of a loss or not. Goiás, they will probably put up a better fight at home, but I don't think it will be enough for them to make the comeback. Goiás is most likely concentrating, putting all their efforts into not relegating in Brazil. So I feel like the Sudamericana is an afterthought for them. Yeah, we'll have to see. I honestly don't think they can make a comeback. So yeah, big win from Estudiantes. They didn't have a good first half, but in the second half they played great. So yeah, deserved win.
Yeah, obviously we have to bang on. The next game, it's American Mineiro 1, Red Bull Bragantino 1. Should have been call, but you predicted 0-0, and I predicted 3-0 to Bragantino. Your prediction got this right. It was a draw, but they didn't score, so that was a big problem. I predicted 3-0 to Bragantino, which, yeah, I'm regretting after this game because, well, I'm not regretting, but they scored, so I probably will regret it because I was actually going with 1-1 until I thought, nah, 3-0. Yeah, it's a 1-1 draw, which, well, what's going on here? Is it? Yeah, Mastroianni has been really good in this. Gonzalo Mastroianni. Yeah, he has been very good in this Sudamericana, in my opinion. Probably one of the contenders of being one of the best players this Sudamericana. Obviously, I think he was only good in these two. Obviously, I'm only judging from the 2 lost games, but I think he's been quite well. Probably American Mineiro's best player. And if he probably haven't scored those goals that he have, maybe they would not be in this situation where they are. They probably would have went out in the group stage or playoffs. So, but I think they're a good team. Like, it doesn't really reflect their league position because I won't say that they will win it, but they can absolutely win it if they get everything right that they have in this competition. Obviously, they have not played against the best teams in this competition, but if they can, now they're playing against, I think, Bragantino are they top 8, I believe, right now. So it's not an easy game. Plus, I think they lost the last game they played, or a draw, I believe, in the league. I think it was a 2-2 draw. But I think American Mineiro, they are a tricky team to beat, especially away. Especially when they score the first. They did not score the first goal here, but they are a very good team. And now they're going away in Sao Paulo and try to get a draw or win like they did in the playoffs. I genuinely think they can go through here because Bragantino did not look the best defensively. Yeah, two Brazilian teams. One of them is going out. I wonder who it will, because the second one is going to be very interesting, especially at Bragantino, because they have drawn a couple of times there in recent years, most likely 2-2 or so. But yeah, what's your thoughts about this 1-1 draw?
Yeah, obviously the tie is still wide open with these two teams going at each other. I don't know how America Mineiro still managed to pull off these results, because looking at wherever they are in the table, it feels like they shouldn't be doing this well, but they still making it through. They made it out of the group stage, they made it out in the playoffs, and now they held Bragantino to a draw. Hello, Albert. And
Yeah, I know why he's saying that. I know why he's saying Sue, because someone scored a 87-minute brace to save them in the cup, I believe, or Arabian Champions Cup or something. Yeah, big up.
So yeah, I feel like this is honestly a good result for Bragantino, because they get to close out the game at home, but it feels like they should have won it. And America Mineiro, they just keep getting away with it. So yeah, like you said, the second leg is going to be very interesting, because America Mineiro, somehow they always pull this off. Somehow they always reach penalties or get a scrappy goal to keep themselves in the game. And Bragantino, they are going to have to be at 100% to win this game. I still think Bragantino are the favorites, but we'll have to see. You never know.
Next game. Ooh, you got this bang on. 1-0 San Lorenzo against Sao Paulo. Yeah, predicted 2-1. Not bad. But San Lorenzo, what a win. Yeah, I think Sao Paulo, they're a good team, but I don't rate them that much away. But yeah, I think this is a great result. San Lorenzo, obviously, 3 Argentinian clubs won, Defensa Estudiantes and San Lorenzo, so that's pretty strong. They take it away to Sao Paulo with a 1-0 victory. It's only 1-0, but yeah, I think they could do it. Barreiro, obviously, on loan from Monterrey scored in the 51 minute. Yeah, I think they played really well. Really deserved win. Yeah, I think San Lorenzo, they just have to keep it like this scoreline for the second leg, because it might be very ugly if Sao Paulo could lead it 2-0 or something, because that will make the game wide open, and it would be very, very badly if San Lorenzo lose like 6-0. But yeah, I am surprised to see. Yeah, ooh, I'm gonna say I'm not surprised, because San Lorenzo has been very good at home this season. I think they beat the Boca or draw against Boca at home, or they haven't played yet. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm thinking of last season or something like that.
I believe they beat us. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the teams beat, but yeah, it's always like that. Yeah, they have James Mora. Didn't Pato play at Orlando? Or did he retire? Because I think he retired, so I haven't seen. Yeah, they have Lucas Moore. That's pretty interesting. And yeah, rank. What's your thoughts on San Lorenzo 1, Sao Paulo 0? Yeah.
Well, just quickly replying to Albert, Pato did come off the bench this game, so he is still playing for Sao Paulo. But big names won't always win you games. I feel like San Lorenzo, they have a very good defensive structure. They allowed Sao Paulo to have most of the possession. You can see that the possession is almost like 70-30 this game in favor of Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo had much more of the ball this game, but San Lorenzo were very quick on the counter-attack, and Adam Barreiro, this guy has been the difference maker for them. He scored all 3 goals against Independiente Medellin in the previous round to help them qualify through the playoffs. And now he scores here against Sao Paulo. He's been the main guy up front for them. And counter-attacking, they are super strong. They are defensively solid, especially at home. But yeah, like you said, it's only 1-0, and they still have to go to the Stadio Morumbi to close out the game. And that's going to be very tough, because I feel like that's where Sao Paulo make themselves strong. And yeah, it's going to be difficult for San Lorenzo to hold on to this result, but we'll have to see. I feel like San Lorenzo would have probably liked to have a bigger margin, like probably a 2-0 win would have been a lot better, but 1-0 still a good difference. Let's see how they do in Brazil. If they can hold on to a draw or something, it could be massive for them. But I feel like Sao Paulo is going to have no mercy in the home stadium. We'll have to see. It's going to be very interesting. This result leaves the tie wide open, and in Brazil, it's going to be a crazy game. I feel like the second leg may even be better than the first leg.
Yeah, and the next game, yeah, I'm absolutely fuming by the play of the Chilean Cups. I think it's the same with, obviously I did a video about the Swedish teams in Europe these past 10 years, and I'm pretty upset with that. And also it's the same with Chilean teams. Can't perform in these competitions. Colo-Colo, Palestino, Crucial was in it, Magallanes was in it this year. Alex was in it. Cobresal, yeah. I think it was Cobresal. Like the Chilean teams are god awful. If they just make it competition with Sweden and Chilean teams, I'm fully fine with it. They're like the crap teams, the teams that bottles it. Like Nublense, I don't know what they're doing in this competition, anyways. Cause in my opinion, it would have been better to say Audax because they actually can score goals. Like, not watching the Valencia play, it makes my eyes absolutely cry because Jesus. Yeah, Valencia bad performance. I'm absolutely fuming. That is the last Chilean team. Why not go for it? Why not smash them like 3-0 and be like, okay, fine, we did something at least. Now we have to go away in Quito and win. Are they gonna do it? No. Are they gonna lose 2-0, 3-0? Maybe. But it's Chilean FA just has to do something about it. Because Chilean football is getting muerte. It's getting muerte, real muerte. Unless it's already at Nublense, they did great anyways in both competitions. They should be happy to make it as far, make it further than the biggest competition. So yeah, so hopefully Chile does a better job next year. Hopefully. And Sebastian don't jinx it again, like this year, but yeah, Nublense, just focus on the league. You're close to maybe a relegation. You're like 14th. Please just focus on the league. Yeah, Jaime Garcia, come to club. No, Marcelo Gallardo, come to club column, please. What's your thought on this game? Because Quito, very strong win, absolutely fuming. Nublense is crap. Yeah, just talk about this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's very disappointing because Ñublense at home, they had most of the chances. They were the dominating team, but Liga de Quito, they never felt threatened by it. You know, Ñublense never created, even though they were shooting at goal and stuff, those chances weren't really that good. And Quito were just patient. They held on to the result. and then in the second half they hit him on the counter, and they let a 39-year-old Paolo Guerrero score in his first goal with Quito. I'm sure Albert is going to be very happy about that one. Yeah, just overall disappointing from Ñublense, and Quito, strong performance. They were patient, they got the job done, and now in the second leg, all they have to do is hold on to this result, and they'll be through to the next round, which would be massive for them. And for Chilean teams and Chilean football, the only way I can see them making it any better next year is probably if they relegate to CONCACAF or something. They can have like the teams playing the Leagues Cup against New York FC or like Orlando City, and maybe they have a chance there. But otherwise, I feel like it's completely doomed. I don't know.
Go to Asia. Go to Asia. Play against Al Nassr or something. Well, I would love to see that Ronaldo versus the next Holland. That'll be good. The Chilean Holland. Obviously, Erling Holland is. Yeah, Cavani clear. Just saying it here. Cavani is better than Holland. Cavani is playing for the bigger team, though. Yeah, that's fact. Oh, Libertad. Why? I had so much hope for them, but they go out and lose. They are out. I'm sorry, they're out. The fact that they're losing at home. Why would I have any confidence when they're going 1-0 loss to the second leg in Brazil, and they are supposed to win, score more than 2 goals? No, I'm not having it. Congrats, Fortaleza. Hopefully I jinxed them, but they're going for it. Libertad is the same with Ñublense this week. They cannot score. Like, I don't know. They did not score at the same time, but one team conceded to an 89-year-old striker, and the other one scored against Zewelizm, a defensive midfielder. He's 28, but he looks like 41. So I don't know what's the worst, but Libertad, you absolute joke of a club. I had so much hope they were gonna win this 3-1. Well, what are they doing? Rank, talk about this, because Libertad is an absolute joke losing at home.
Yeah, it's obviously very disappointing. Like you said, very similar to Ñublense, because Libertad, they had most of the shots this game. They shot more at goal than Fortaleza. Once they conceded in the 20th minute, Libertad tried everything they could to equalize, but it wasn't enough. Like you said, they cannot score goals, and Fortaleza can. They have the stronger players, and if you cannot defend your home ground, I have no hope for you going to Fortaleza, which is also a very long trip. It's a very hard stadium. It's really hot in there, and yeah, Fortaleza should now have an easy time closing the game at home. It's going to be very difficult for Libertad. They could not score in their own stadium. It's going to be very difficult. Just overall disappointing, because Libertad were supposed to be the best team in Paraguay, and they simply cannot score. It's very, very disappointing. Paraguay, even though they are a more decent league compared to the bottom ones, I feel like, their quality is also declining. They don't contest these Brazilian teams as much anymore. And it's just sad to see. Fortaleza will most likely go through.
Yeah, it's absolute mental. It's the Brazilian league, basically, where all the Brazilian teams go through.
It's the Brazil Cup.
Yeah, the Brazil Cup. Copa Brasilana. I don't know. But next game we have Corinthians 2 against Newell 1. I predicted 2-0 and you predicted 1. So, yeah, I think this really is not too bad of a result, but you should not bottle a 1-0. I guess if you score 2 and then bottle it, I understand. It's 2-0 lead. But you cannot concede 2 goals in a matter of few minutes in this game. Obviously, it was 8 minutes by the goals, but I think Newell, I don't know if they should be happy, but they should have gotten the draw in this game to take back to Argentina. Now I still think they can win. I still think they have a good chance to go through. Because Corinthians has been awful away in this year. Obviously, when they played, they beat Universitario, but in the group stage, I believe. They weren't in this group stage, but they were in the Libertadores, and they were pretty bad away. But yeah, I think this is decent, okay result for Newells. At least they did not concede even more goals, because they could have conceded even more, because 2 goals, 2-1 goal, and then Corinthians have so much power of the ball, and they basically were superior this game when they scored. It's Yuri Alberto, I think he was in the Brazil squad, U20 squad, or is it 20? Because Yuri Alberto, was he in that? No, he's 22. Oh, I was thinking of the U23. I was thinking of the U23. Yeah, I was thinking of the U23, the Olympics. I think Newell's, they will make it close like they did at home, but I don't see Corinthians having that much ball. I see them sitting back and counter-attack. Hopefully Newell's goes through, but it will be hard. It will be hard. Rank, what's your thoughts on this 2-1 win for Corinthians, and what do you think about Newell's performance?
Yeah, well, it's disappointing that Newell's, they let the game slip away when they had a lead. It was very surprising when Newell scored that first goal right at the end of the first half, but then they just sat way too deep, and that allowed Corinthians to grow back into the game and to score those 2 goals. So yeah, like you said, it's not a terrible result because it's only a 1 goal difference, and Newell's now has the home game to play, and they can make themselves very strong there. Corinthians is still very shaky. I feel like they do not even care about Sudamericana because they care about the league, basically, to try and survive because they are close to the bottom. So I feel like Corinthians may not even care about the Sudamericana that much, and Newell's can take advantage of that. But yeah, it's disappointing because Corinthians, they are not an amazing team, and they still managed to win, to turn the game around against Newell's. So yeah, this leaves the tie completely wide open, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in Rosario. That's going to be a massive game. I feel like that's one of the games to watch, in my opinion.
Let's move on into the last game before we move on to the bigger competition, and then obviously the second predictions. It's gonna probably be 1 hour and 10 minutes when it ended, or something like that, hopefully. Guarani losing away, basically the same as Corinthians. It's the same, but it was much earlier for Guarani. I think Guarani played very good first half, and then as soon as the first goal came, it was basically all but for a penalty at the end. It's basically Guarani still have a chance. It's the same result. the same chance for Guarani as Newell's. It's the same chance for both. It's probably 50-50 or something. But yeah, I think it's good result for Botafogo. They have been performing real well. Obviously, they beating Guarani. It's tough against Guarani. They're a decent side. They're not easy. So I would be worried if I were Botafogo coach, because going away in Paraguay is not gonna be easy. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this? 2-1 Botafogo win, and then I would say Botafogo. But the second leg, I predicted 2-0, and Rank predicted 3-1. So Rank, you're back. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, it's very interesting because Botafogo, being top of the Brazilian league, you expect them to put up stronger performances than this, but it seems like Sudamericana has been kind of difficult for them. They came second in their group, they struggled to beat Patronato, and now they are struggling against Guarani as well. Of course, they got the win, but Guarani took the lead in this game. They looked better in the first half. And of course, the Brazilian team needs a 90th minute penalty to win the game. It's always the same.
Rigged.
It's always the same with these teams. But yeah, I mean, Botafogo, yeah, like you said, it's scary to go to Paraguay as the second leg game with only a 1-goal difference. I feel like Guarani, if they believe in themselves, they can honestly win this tie. Like they have to defend their home stadium, and yeah, it could be massive for them. Botafogo, I do still believe that Botafogo is the stronger team, but they have to prove it on the pitch. And in Sudamericana, they have not been performing up to expectations. So, yeah, we'll have to see. It's going to be a very interesting game, the second leg. It's honestly, I don't know what to predict. It's anyone's game, but probably, yeah, I don't know. Botafogo, they did play well once they conceded because they were trying to push for that equalizer and they got it. They got the win. And yeah, Botafogo, I still think they are one of the favorites, but like I said, they need to start performing because at the rate they are playing right now, I feel like a stronger team may eliminate them. So yeah, we'll have to see.
So that's it for the worst competition, or yeah, probably worst competition. But now it's time for the fun one, which Rank's club is in, and yeah, he's probably upset about Argentina clubs this week in this competition. I think you're most likely upset about Racing, because Racing going away, it's tough, but they should win with the base, with the quality they have. Obviously, Atletico Nacional is a very good home team, as we've seen in this competition. Yeah, it's very, very tough now for Racing because they have to go to home and win the game by not conceding. Obviously, they can concede, but it means they will have to score more goals. I think Racing, they played quite badly defending. They were not that great, but the 2 goals it saved up, and it was a crazy ending to this game. Obviously, 83rd minute, they scored 3-0 Nacional, and then it was 3-1 87, and then 3-2 94th, and then 95th it was an own goal by it was Maximilian Cantero scored 95th, so it was a crazy ending to this game. So what's your thoughts on Racing Club losing away to Atletico Nacional?
Yeah, it's obviously gonna be very disappointing. I'm not mad because I like laughing at Racing. They are a total job team, but it's very weird because Patronato were able to beat Atlético Nacional in Colombia, but Racing went there and lost. It just goes to show who's the stronger team. But yeah, I feel like Racing, even though they dominated possession this game, they committed a lot of defensive mistakes, and that costed them. All 4 goals were basically defensive mistakes by Racing. Their backline was shocking, and Atlético Nacional took full advantage of that. Even Atlético Nacional, it feels weird because they scored 4, but I don't feel like Atlético Nacional played that well. It's just that they managed to score and capitalize on the mistakes that Racing was making. And yeah, they ended up almost making that comeback, because after the second goal scored by POV, the game was 3-2. And if they had held that 3-2 result, it was honestly not bad, because it was only 1 goal difference, and then you have to close out the tie at home, obviously, and that's much more doable. But after they scored that penalty, they conceded again in the 95th, and now it's 4-2. So it's still going to be very interesting, because Atlético Nacional, like every Colombian team, I feel like they are a bit of a bottle job, but Racing also like to bottle, so it's kind of weird. I don't know who's going to bottle it harder. At home with their crowd, Racing should be able to win, but they need to win by at least 2 goals. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I feel like this could be a crazy game, because Racing is going to be forced to go all out into the attack, and with their defense being so bad that could leave them exposed in the back, Atlético Nacional can take advantage of that. So I feel like this is going to be a very back and forth game. I'm looking forward to it. I expect a lot more goals.
Yeah, and obviously the predictions after this Libertadores are to win in the second leg, and obviously we can change it, like we could do, as we did last time. We changed prediction. We can do it again if we want. So next game, Bolivar winning 3-1. Let's go. Ronnie Fernandez is better than. Don't need to say. Yeah, Ronnie Fernandez is better than Ronaldo. Just saying it. He's better than Cristiano Ronaldo. Racing lost because they're not. Probably not. But yeah, probably. They lost to Paso, that's why. Paso went to the bigger team. Shrek. So Bolivar winning 3-1. Obviously, I think it's Eric. I thought it was Enric, but he plays for another team, I believe. Or does he? And Enric does play for Paranaense?
No, he plays for Palmeiras.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it was a very good win for Bolivar at home. They needed this victory. Obviously, I predicted. What did I predict? 4-1. Oh, for God's sake. You predicted 2-1. But I think Bolivar, perfect victory. They needed this victory. Obviously, going away at Paranaense, now they only just gonna score and defend. Don't bottle it 4-0, like they lost against Palmeiras in the group stage. Don't you dare. Yes. Yeah. We probably need Drake to bet on the Paranaense to win 4-0. So he jinxed it. We need that Drake curse to come back. Messi broke it, so yeah, I think Bolivar, they played really well. And obviously they have strikers that can score. That's what good with these teams, that they have attackers that could score. Bolivar have striker that can score. Nacional have a striker that can score. Even Palmeiras, even the Pereiras striker that can score. So that's why I think Paranaense struggle. They don't really have a striker that score like 15 to 20 goals a season. Yeah, I think Bolivar. Come on, win the Libertadores. Come on. Yeah, but yeah. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, this was a crazy, crazy game because, of course, Bolivar actually had to make a comeback this game. They started losing against Paranaense at home. And when they began losing, I was very worried because if they were to lose the home game, I feel like it would have been completely doomed. But they managed to make the comeback. They won 3-1. They have a two goal margin to defend now. Um, so it's gonna be very tough because, as we know, in La Paz it's one thing. In La Paz, Bolivian teams are very powerful, and Brazilian teams usually struggle in Bolivia a lot. But in Curitiba, it's gonna be very different. I feel like, yes, they are definitely the dark horse because I expected them to get grouped, and now they have won the first leg of the round of 16. So like this is very good for them. But will they be able to defend? I'm
They
not
got
sure. It's going to be
they
very
got
difficult.
they got further than Colo, by the way.
Yeah,
That's funny. That's funny how we beat them in 2018, but now they get in 20. Oh, time flies. So yeah, go continue.
yeah. Now Bolivar have to defend this two-goal lead they have. It's going to be very difficult because Atlético Paranense, they have a lot of good strikers. Not only Eric, they have Vitor Roque, obviously, still playing for them. Even though he has already signed for Barca, he will play the rest of the year with Paranense. And it's going to be very difficult defending in Brazil for Bolivar. And I want to see how they do because if they manage to pull this off, it'll be the greatest upset of this Libertadores for sure. If Bolivar make the quarterfinals, eliminating a Brazilian team as powerful as Atlético Paranense, it's gonna be crazy. Um, let's see. I'm a bit skeptical, but if they do it, it's gonna be amazing. So yeah, all the best to Bolivar. I hope they make it, and yeah, this is a good result. Like they needed to win at home. Now on the road, let's see how much they can defend. Basically,
Also looking at the bracket, we could have Boca against Bolivar in the final. That's mental. That's mental if that happened. That's absolute. I'm telling you, that would be a very good final. High scoring. That would be high scoring. Nah, that would be amazing. Hopefully Boca wins it, but uh, next we have Flamengo who wins it 1-0 against Olympia. Bad luck to Olympia, but losing 1-0 in Brazil, that's okay. On the home leg. I think Flamengo, they have picked up form again since they sacked the bulldog of a coach, Sampaoli. Um, they've been performing better when Vidal left. He went to Paranense, I believe. Yeah, he did. And then Paranense lose. So Vidal, please don't join Colo Colo, otherwise we're screwed. I'd rather play Paves, just saying. But both are crap anyways. I think Flamengo, they were bad. They were badly in the group stage. They were badly in the two match days. They were lost at one point. I believe they were fourth or they third. But yeah, they were absolutely murdered after two match days. And then they come here and be like, okay, we are the big dogs. We're going to. They're already in the Club World Cup because they won the last edition. So, are they looking to do it back to back, maybe? Or are they trying to do a Man City, winning 5 in a row, Libertadores? Hopefully not, because Colo will win it in next year, hopefully. I think Olympia, they're pretty happy because they did not lose um, any more goals. Because it could, if this was second leg, it could have been very ugly if Olympia were in a winning position. But now Olympia has the away leg gone. They just have to focus on the home leg and they can definitely turn it around. I believe in them, but yeah, what's your thoughts about Flamengo winning 1-0?
yeah. Well, for Olympia, this is honestly fine. I had not much hope for Olympia. I think I believe I predicted them to get thrashed this game, but they did hold on for most of the game. Flamengo were by far the most dominating side. Like they had pretty much all the chances, but they could not score them. This Flamengo team is very shaky in front of goal. I feel like they have a lot of trouble scoring. They could only score one. I believe they had like 8 shots on target or something. And yeah, I'm not sure about how I feel about this Flamengo team. They don't play that great. They create a lot of chances, but they don't score a lot of them. And this Olympia team, even though I think they are really bad, they are not doing that well in their own league in Paraguay. I had no expectations of them, and now they only have to come back 1-0 in the stadium, Defensores del Chaco in Asunción. We'll have to see. Obviously, they have to win, and I don't think they have it in them because I think Olympia cannot score. I feel like both teams have very bad strikers, basically. Especially now for Flamengo that Pedro is getting his contract finished after what happened, the incident. So I don't know. It's going to be very interesting because I feel like Olympia may have a chance here. I don't want to jinx them. And Flamengo, they don't look that convincing. They have an amazing team, but they don't look like the team they should be. They should be one of the favorites to win this competition, but they don't play like it. They'll most likely go through, but I don't know. This Flamengo team doesn't look that scary in my opinion. So yeah, good, decent result. The tie is still open. We'll see what happens in the second leg.
Yeah, so the next game, obviously, I think Palmeiras are through. That's one of the certainties because I don't see them losing out at home. And yeah, I think Palmeiras already through. Hopefully it doesn't jinx it, but I think they are a much stronger team. They're one of the contenders. And yeah, what's your quick thought on Palmeiras beating Mineiro?
Yeah, I think Palmeiras are the best team in the Copa Libertadores so far. They look fantastic. They went up against a very hard opponent like Atlético Mineiro. Whatever happened to Gabigol? Was he supposed to make a big move? Well, Gabigol is basically old and past his prime. That's basically it. He's not getting that much playtime from Flamengo anymore. They are picking other strikers above him. So yeah. No, he was not the best defender of the 2014 World Cup, and he is not good either now. Yeah, Hendrik is not playing as much. I'm surprised too, Albert. But even without Hendrik,
I think it's kind of injury. I don't know.
maybe. But yeah, even without Hendrik, Palmeiras were able to beat Atlético Mineiro on the road. So this is very good for them. They are looking fantastic. Atlético Mineiro is a hard team to beat. And this is a clash that we've seen a lot of times before. And Palmeiras have usually come out on top. Now closing out the game in Sao Paulo, I feel like they have a real high chance of going through. And if they do, they are going to be a scary team. I wouldn't want to go up against Palmeiras. They are on a tear right now, and they are looking to win it again. So we'll have to see. It's going to be very tough for Atlético Mineiro to come back because this Palmeiras team, they look amazing.
Look out, Palmeiras versus Boca final. Oof, that would be disgusting.
We can. I think we can play them in the semis.
No. I don't think. Just look at the bracket here. Oh yeah, you can. I mean, that would be. Oh, Nacional. Yeah, it would be cool with the River Boca final, and you take revenge. That would be absolutely amazing. But I think my guy Solari has something to say about it. So the next game, Deportivo Pereira against Independiente del Valle. The fact it couldn't be in Colo-Colo, bro, if this was Colo-Colo, that would already be gone. It would already ended. The Valle would win like 3-0. So we are lucky that we get to see Deportivo Pereira. They're a very good team, though. Yeah, I think they got a strong result at home. Santa Cruz scored. A random player who I have zero clue about, and one of the other 33 players in this two teams I don't care about, to be honest. But yeah, I think it was a fantastic game for Pereira to win because now they have to go away in Quito versus De Valle, who is very good at home, and try to defend. But they did it at the Monumental, so I'm not gonna say Deportivo Pereira will go through, but right now they're in a spot to go through because this team is not messing about. They perform real well in the group stage. They kicked out the best team in Chile, probably one of the best in South America. They beat Boca. No, they didn't beat Boca, I believe. They drew. They played very good against Monagas. I know it's Monagas, but they were in the group stage, and yeah, they played very well. They played very good here. I won't be surprised if they can make it far. Just if you see here, they will play Palmeiras if they go for their screwed. But if Deportivo Pereira somehow gets through Palmeiras and De Valle, that will be a statement. It will be a statement. Because then they will can imagine they could face Boca in the semifinal. Bro, it could have been Colo-Colo, man. Jesus Christ. If it was Colo-Colo, I'm confident we would have made it to at least semifinal against Boca. At least semifinal. No, we would. No, because Colo-Colo in this period is probably unstoppable. In this period. Obviously, we were dog water against Boca, but we got robbed. So that's probably not a shock. But yeah, I think I won't be surprised if Deportivo Pereira plays against Boca, that Deportivo Pereira gets a draw or something. Won't be surprised. But yeah, congrats to Deportivo Pereira. Very good side who nobody should take lightly. And if Palmeiras take it lightly versus them, it might start to get ugly for Palmeiras, legit, especially away. So, what's your quick thoughts on Deportivo Pereira winning 1-0?
Yeah, well, it's fantastic for them, isn't it? Independiente del Valle, I don't know what is up with them, because when they go up against Boca, River, Sao Paulo, Flamengo, they perform. They are one of the best teams in the continent. When they have to play a random team from Colombia, they don't show up. I don't know what is up with Independiente del Valle. I'm so confused. Deportivo Pereira, yes, they are a good team. They showed that they can't put up good results against strong teams, and they are deservedly in the round of 16, but they have no right in actually beating Independiente del Valle in this tie.
Well, Palmeiras doesn't have a Hulk.
Yeah, Mineiro has one. So yeah, Deportivo Pereira, fantastic result for them. Like we said, they are just happy to be here, and now they are in a spot where if they can defend this lead, they can be in the quarterfinals. That would be amazing for their first time being in the Copa Libertadores. So yeah, Independiente del Valle, they need to get their stuff together and turn this game around, because if not, it's going to be a massive failure for this team. Deportivo Pereira, let's see what they can do on the road. It would be a fantastic story if they could make it through to the quarterfinals. It would be a statement, like you said.
Yeah, let's move on into the next game, because we're soon gonna hit that 1 hour mark. Argentinos versus Fluminense. Yeah, it's a very good result for both. It was a big injury that happened. Hopefully, the players well. I think who was it? Was it? I don't remember who that player was. Obviously, Fluminense player. I know who it was. It was Marcelo. But yeah, it's very sad that players get those injuries. I'm not sure how many months he will miss. But it's sad. Hopefully, the player will be good soon, and yeah, and hopefully he recovers well. Thoughts on this game? What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, like you said, it was a very tough injury. Luciano Sanchez was the player who got injured. He's gonna be out at least 8 months. They said it could even be a year that he's out, and that would be tragic for his career. He's fine now, apparently, but yeah, he's starting slowly to recover. It's gonna take a long time. But yeah, it was a crazy game, this one. Argentinos Juniors and Fluminense, they are both amazing teams. Argentinos Juniors took the lead thanks to Avalos in the 14th minute. And after that, the game became very back and forth. Both teams had good chances. Marcelo obviously got sent off because of the rough challenge that he made. Yeah, obviously ended up injuring Sanchez. VAR checked him and Marcelo got sent off. But then the Argentinos Juniors keeper got sent off, and they had no more substitutions, so they had to have a striker play as goalkeeper for the rest of the game, and it was 10 to 10 men, and they conceded close to the end. Fluminense equalized, and in the 95th minute, Fluminense actually scored what would have been the winner, but it was ruled out for offside. So that was very lucky for Argentinos that they didn't lose this game in the end, because Fluminense were starting to grow into the game in the second half. So yeah, 1-1, decent result. I feel like Fluminense are a bit happier about this result, because going on the road for Argentinos in Brazil is going to be tougher to get a result. But I feel like they can do it. They're a team that has a lot of character. They already beat Corinthians in Brazil in the group stage, so Argentinos juniors know about this type of situations. But it's going to be a very close game. I feel like both these teams are really good, and whoever goes out, it's going to be a massive loss. So yeah, hopefully Argentinos juniors can show up in Brazil, but it's gonna be a tough game. This is gonna be one of the best games of the round of 16, I'm sure.
And the next game we have a River against Internacional. So Internacional just got a new owner, and Pablo Solari, very good owner. He owns many clubs in Chile, and also he owns Boca. Just saying, Pablo Solari will win the Ballon d'Or. He will go to Real Madrid for 300, and that's Coca-Cola getting like 150 mil, because we have like a 50 clause that we could get off the money, I think. So Solari will win the Ballon d'Or. He's better than Mbappe. He's better than Kylian and Boobies. He's better than Haaland. He's better than Salah. Best player in the world by far. Nah, I'm joking. Obviously Pablo Solari has scored 3 goals in 1 year. No, 2 years versus International. Obviously he scored last year, and now he scored this year. We scored it a third time. You know what? I think River, they performed quite well when Solari came on. I don't know why he ain't starting, because he always performs when he plays. So I don't know what Demichelis is doing. If Solari doesn't start away, I think River might be more in trouble, because you can't start a guy who has been on great form. You can't bench a guy who has been on great form, who scored the goals for you in the first leg, to maybe save you from going out. Like, I think River, they have to start Solari in that way. Like, they have to start him. If he scores and they go through, fine. But yeah, as long as he goes to Real Madrid and cook with Vini and all those boys over there, so goes against the money, and so we can buy some players and fail again, like we was there. But what's your thoughts on River winning? Obviously, your biggest rival, and you were upset about it. So now you don't like Solari for some reason. So yeah, unless he wins you guys the World Cup in 2026, then you will say Solari with a River shirt or Argentina kit. I don't know. Thoughts on this game?
Yeah, this was a very back and forth game. I feel like River, they were by far the better team. Internacional did score thanks to Ener Valencia close to the end of the first half, but they honestly didn't deserve it. It was just a random goal from a set piece, while River had most of the chances from this game, but they were not able to score until they subbed in, obviously, Pablo Solari, who was the difference maker, because River was playing well before Solari came on, but they only scored once he came onto the pitch and he scored both of the goals. It was massive. They were both good runs. They were balls that were played. I think Beltran got both of the assists. They were both very good passes through the international back line. Um, I don't know what their coach Chacho Codet is doing. I feel like Codet is such a bad coach, and whenever he faces River, his team shits the bed. I don't know what is up with that,
No, it's the
but
Solari effect. It's the Solari effect. Best player
yeah.
in the best Argentinian player in the world behind Messi.
So yeah, Solari. I don't know. Like I feel like he's doing well as it is now. Like a super sub coming off the bench and changing the game. I feel like maybe that's what the Michelis is doing with him. Just kind of have that player that can come off the bench and be the difference maker. I feel like
Nah,
that's what the
The
role Solari is
Michelis is a
playing.
bozo. The Michelis is a bozo. No, Quinteros won't be that stupid. He would not bench a foreign player. Well said when he bench Alan Saldivia for Ramiro Gonzalez. Yeah. Um, if this was Quinteros, he would have started the best players, the best in four. But he doesn't do that. He plays a stupid tactic. He plays the players nobody likes or the trash players. Ramiro Gonzalez better than Van Dijk. Nah. Um, yeah, right now Solari is saving River in this competition. He's legit saving them. And obviously I predicted 2-2 and you predicted 1-1. And one in Argentinos versus Fluminense. We both predicted win to Argentinos Juniors. And I predicted 2-2 Deportivo Pereira y Independiente de Valle, and you predict 1-2 Independiente de Valle. We have reached the final game, and the biggest teams in respective country. Vamos Boca. Yeah, I'm saying it because, okay, no, I'm not a Boca fan, but I really like them. Very good club. Respectful club. Not like other clubs. United. Yeah, but what was your thoughts on this game? Because I think Boca, you weren't that great, but you got a good result to take at home in the Bombonera, which I think hopefully you win. It will be a tough game because Nacional is a very good defensive team. I did. It was Roche that lost, and they lost someone more. I know they lost Suarez a few weeks ago or month ago. Thank God. Did Cavani play this game or did he? Yeah, hopefully he comes back with a banger or two next game. Vamos. Um, and also, what's your thoughts on the game? And obviously, when Cavani comes in, you think you will do much better in front of the goal because you can't play with Benedetto. I'm sorry, he's awful.
Yeah, this was a very boring game. I gotta say, these both teams were awful. Honestly, I feel like Almiron he set up a bit too defensive for my liking. I know that he is trying to keep the tie close so that we can close it out in La Bombonera, which we'll most likely do. But the team is just so awful, playing like this defensive. We didn't have any shots on target this game, by the way. Like the strikers were just not it. The best chance we had was a header by Valentini from a corner in the first half, and that was about it. Honestly, Nacional probably should have won this game because they at least tried to attack more. They had the clear chances. They hit the post once. Like Nacional were the better team this game, but we managed to hold on somehow. And now that the game is 0-0, I feel like in La Bombonera we'll probably win, but this team, it does not give me good vibes, you know? And even if Cavani plays, you know, as a striker, you need delivery, and I feel like many of these players cannot give Cavani the delivery he needs. So yeah, I feel like with Cavani in the second leg, we might do better, and I feel like we are gonna win, but it's tough. It's tough. This team does not give me much hope because we don't look good at all. But at least we managed to hold on to the draw, and we'll see what happens in the second leg. But yeah, I was not happy with the performance.
You signed Camposano alone from you signed Camposano from Giresunspor, Colombian CM, and you also signed Jansson from Lucas Jansson from Vélez. 2 transfers. I'm not sure if you have signed more players.
We bought Lucas Blondel, right back from Tigre, and we also bought Marcelo Sarachi, who was playing for Levante in Spain, and obviously
Leipzig. And also Leipzig. Yeah. And yeah, you're pretty happy with the draw, I guess. So obviously you're gonna play the second leg at home. So I think Boca, and I still think you will go through. But let's see what happens. Hopefully you go through. But it's gonna be tough if you do go through, because you will play against the 2 Nacional most likely. So I think it's time to move on to the second leg predictions. And obviously we're gonna do it like Sudamericana first. So no, we can do, because I have all the pictures here. So let's begin with obviously the first leg. Obviously we predicted different results, but for the second leg we actually predicted 3-1 to Racing and 2-0 to Racing. I'm gonna keep the result 2-0. Or should I? You know what? I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say Racing to win 2-1. Are you gonna change your prediction?
What was my prediction?
3-1 to Racing at home. Second.
Ooh, okay, that's actually tempting. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my prediction because that way it goes to penalties. So yeah, I'm gonna.
You know what? I'm gonna say 3-1. I'm gonna go 3-1. Who you have on winning on penalties?
Racing.
Ooh. Yeah, I also have both. So we have both to win on penalties. Next game, actually, we predicted Boca win away, and I predicted 2-0, and you predicted 2-1. It ended really badly, 0-0, and I went for 4-2 second leg. I'm gonna change it. because I don't believe it's going to be a lot of goals in that. I'm going to go. I think it will go to extra time. I think it will be 2-1 to Boca. You also predicted 2-1, by the way. Are you going to change it?
For the second leg, no, I'm gonna change it, and
Ooh.
it's gonna be 1-0 win for Boca.
Oh, that would imagine 90th minute header. Romero win. That would be amazing.
What?
1-0. Next game, Pereira versus Independiente de Valle. Obviously, you predict 3-0 Independiente to win at home, and I predict 2-0. I'm actually gonna keep my score. Are you gonna change yours?
No, I'm keeping 3-0 for Independiente del Valle.
Oh, that's very interesting. So, obviously, American Mineiro. We predicted Atletico Mineiro. I mean, sorry, just mixed up there. We both predicted Palmeiras to win, and they did. The second leg, though, I predict 2-0 Palmeiras, and you predict 2-1 to Atletico Mineiro. Are you gonna change yours? Because I'm gonna keep mine 2-0.
I'm gonna change it, and I think it's gonna be a 1-1 draw.
Ooh, who do you think will score first?
Mineiro scoring first.
Wow. So the next, honestly, you predict 4-0 to Athletic Paranaense, and I predict 2-1. I'm gonna keep my score 2-1. Are you gonna change? Because you predicted 4-0.
Sorry, which game?
Paranaense versus Bolivar.
Oh, no. I'm keeping 4-0 for Paranaense. Easy.
Okay. Yeah. Next, we have Internacional versus the River. I predict 2-2. Second leg, you predict 2-1. Are you going to change it?
Yes, I'm going to change it. It's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Ooh. I'm going to change it to 2-1 to River. And I think, I'm not going to jinx it, but Pablo Solari might score. Next, we have Flamengo away at Olympia. I predict 2-0 Olympia, and you predict 2-2. I'm going to change mine to... I'm going to change mine to a 1-1 draw. I think it will be 1-1. Are you going to change yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with your prediction to 1-1 draw.
Oh, crap. Are you gonna do it? 1-1. Yeah, hopefully you get it right. But at the same time, hopefully you get it wrong. But at the same time, we get points anyways. So the last game, or the Libertadores game match, like two, you predict 1-0 Fluminense, and I predict 2-1 to Argentinos. I'm gonna change it to a 2-2 draw, and then Argentinos wins on pen. So what's you gonna change it to, or are you gonna change it at all? You went.
I was thinking the exact same thing. 2-2 draw. Argentinos wins on penalties.
Ah, for God's sake!
I was thinking the same thing. Like while you were saying it, I was laughing because I had the same thing in mind.
So to do, that's it for the Libertadores predictions. It's not the end though, because we have one more competition. Obviously, I'm gonna change it to this. We have the Sudamericana. So I'm gonna first go with all my second predictions. I went for 1-1 defense against Emelec. I'm gonna keep it. Or I'm gonna keep it 1-1. I went for 1-0. Goiás win against Estudiantes secondly. I'm gonna say 2-1 to Estudiantes. Then I'm keeping Red Bull Bragantino winning 2-0 at home. I'm gonna say this is the most interesting. I'm going Sao Paulo 1, San Lorenzo 1. Then I'm going for Liga de Quito. Nublense, I'm gonna change it to 2-1, and Nublense win on penalties. I'm gonna keep my 3-1 Fortaleza prediction. I'm gonna keep my Newell Corinthians prediction 1-1. Predicted 3-1 Fortaleza Libertadores. And I'm gonna keep Guarani to beat Botafogo 2-0. Let's go for your predictions. What's your prediction? Defense at home against Emelec.
Defensa is gonna win 2-0.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna change it to 2-1 instead. So what's your prediction for Goiás against Estudiantes?
It's gonna be a 1-1 draw.
Oh. So the next we have Red Bull Bragantino against América Mineiro.
Bragantino is gonna win 4-1.
Jesus Christ. Would never happen if Coco was in it, by the way. Would be 5-0. So Sao Paulo against San Lorenzo. I predicted 1-1 draw for this.
Sao Paulo is gonna win 3-1.
Oh, that's if you get these two, if you get Sao Paulo, San Lorenzo bang on the two legs, it's gonna be Liga de Quito versus Nublense.
Liga de Quito is gonna win 2-0.
No, I'm sorry, they're gonna win. And yeah, they're probably gonna win. I'm just going for vibes. 2-1 to Nublense. So Fortaleza against Libertad.
Fortaleza will win 2-1.
So Newell Old Boys versus Corinthians.
Newell's is gonna win 3-1.
Oh my god. Next, the last game, Guarani versus Botafogo.
It's tough. I really want Guarani to win, but I don't see it. Botafogo is gonna win 2-0.
Yeah, that's it for the predictions. Hopefully you enjoy my pain through this year as I continue crying about Coco. And I will, by the end of the Coco season, and I can see that I will do review of the two-team season. I did not want to do it, but yeah, well, why not do it this time? And also, I might do I might do a Boca stream related at the end of the year. It's gonna be reviewing Boca Junior season, obviously with ranked. Thank you, Albert, for joining. By the way, obviously, as we're looking forward to this rest of the competitions coming up, there will be actually next week is the next match days of both competitions, right? Oh, so damn it. So the predictions are gonna. I'm not sure when it will be. Probably not on Sun. It probably will be on Monday. It might be Monday. So on Monday, the 7th, will be the prediction show for. No, I don't know what they will do on Monday. Actually, we did just do the predictions, but the recap. I mean, that will be next Friday. I guess it will be next Friday or next Saturday. Most likely Friday. See you guys later. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.